Hello, welcome to lesson 45, Nested Classes in C Sharp, brought to you by Ankpro Technologies. My name is Harish. In this session, we are going to learn what is nested class, and also we are going to learn nested classes with static members. Right now, we'll understand what is nested class first. A nested class is defined within the code block of another class. It means a class within a class, and that classes we called as nested classes, and it can be instantiated separately to its parents class. And keep in mind, it is not instantiated automatically by its parents. It means that your class inside is having one method, and that method is not directly available to the class outside. That is the meaning of this sentence. And nested classes will not have access to the members of nesting class. It means, you can observe here, this is class outside and this class inside is nesting inside this outside class. And if class outside is having any members, and those members are not available to this class inside to access, and that is the meaning of this sentence. And to understand it very clearly, we'll jump into Visual Studio and we'll start coding. And here is the console template for us. What I'll do is I'll just create a class called outside, and this class consists of method like it just prints. The method name is, it just prints telling like I'm a outside method. Outside method. And also you should observe here, I'm going to define a class here, and that class we called as nested classes. And how do I define class? It's very simple. Public, the class name is like inside, and this class consists of method which prints like just as the above. I'll just copy this just to save time, but I'll rename the method as currency, cu, and this is currency method. And what this method, and I have to change here also, this is inside method. Now what did we do? It's very simple. I just created a class called outside, and this class consists of one method, and also it also consists of nested class, a class nested inside the outside, and the class name is inside. And it also consists of method called currency. Okay, and this class outside consists of two things. One is the method and also a class called inside. You can observe here, it consists of a method and it consists of a class, my outside class. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to create an object of this class outside, and I'll try to access this demo method as well as currency method. Let us see what's going to happen. Now I'll just create a class. I'll come to my main method, outside wo equals new outside, and when I use o dot, you can observe here, I'm only able to access this demo method, but not the method which is present inside the class, that is currency method. And that is what the specialty of nested classes. The parent class cannot access directly the methods of the class nested class, and that's what we observed here. We got only the demo method, but if I try to access like o dot currency, let us see, well, let us do manually, and we'll type it. And when I try to build this, when I build this project, you can observe it will throw an error, compile time error, telling that that method is not accessible to the parent class directly. Okay, where is the output? Okay, it's still outside does not contain a definition for currency and no extension method currency accepting a first argument of type outside could be found. It's telling that outside object O is not able to access the method which is present in the class inside. Now we can't do that. Then if I want to access this method which is present in the class inside, and how do I access it? It's very simple. You have to commit from the root. It means, where is this class present? This class is present in the class outside, so I have to call this method from the root. In the sense, I have to call first outside, then using the dot operator I have to call inside class, then I have to call this method. So I'll show how to create an object of this class inside. It's very simple. Outside, dot operator, inside, then you can observe here none. Now I can observe, I have to create an object of this. I'll take like oi equals new outside inside, and now when I use like oi object, then I try to access that currency method, obviously it has to be present there. And that's how we'll access the members of class in nested class. That's what we did here. Now when I run this program, you can observe it successfully prints those two methods, like I'm a outside method and my inside method. And that's what about the specialty of nested classes. This is how we'll access the method which is present in the class inside. How? Like we'll come in from the root, that is from the parent class, then use the dot operator, then access the inside class, then access the method which is present here by creating an object of it. This is what about the nested classes. Right now we'll jump back into presentation, and that's what we saw, a demo of nested class right now. And nested class with static members. You can observe here the instance class is not required to access static variables. Okay, and the rules that apply to standalone classes in case of static members also apply to nested classes, in the sense how normally we access the static members which are present in the class. In a similar manner, we are going to access the members, static members which are present in the nested class also. And for nested classes, fully qualified names of nested classes must be used to access the static variables. We'll see the meaning of these sentences in the demo. To just not waste time, I'm having already a piece of code for that. What I'll do is I'll just copy and I'll just paste in my console template. Okay, here is the piece of code. Now first let us examine what this program consists of. I'll just okay, this is my user defined class, that is I've defined a class called outside, and this is my main class. It consists of main method, and let us expand this class and explore it. And you can observe here this class consists of this class outside consists of three things. One, it consists of a class inside, and it contains the constructor of this class outside, and also it contains a method. Now let us examine each of them very carefully. Now let us examine this class, and this is a nested class. What this class inside consists of? This class inside consists of a variable called inMessage, and its return type is string, and it's a static member, keep in mind. Now how do I assign the value to it? I can assign using the help of constructor. You can observe here I've created a constructor of the class inside, and what I'm doing, I'm assigning a value to this variable here, like sitting inside while it's running is the value assigned to this inMessage. And it's also having a method. You should be very careful. You can observe here this is a static void show method. It's a static member, and this show method, what it is doing, it's just printing a message called show me the wonderful world of C# programming. You should be carefully observing here. It consists of two static things. One is it consists of static variable, and it consists of static method, and I'm using my constructor to assign a value to it. And this static method is just printing the beautiful message on the console screen, that's all. And coming outside the class inside, we have a class outside, we have a constructor for the main class, that is outside class. We have a constructor, and what that constructor is doing, it is just printing the line called parent. And also we have a method. What is that method doing? We have a method called display. What it is doing, it's printing like inside dot in message. You can observe here this class inside consists of in message. Now if I want to print this in message value that is sitting inside while it's running, then how do I do it? It's very simple. I have to call it from the root, that is like I have to call the class name, then I have to call the particular static variable. So you can observe here my void display method, it's calling the class inside, then it's calling the variable dot, using the dot operator, it's calling the variable. Similarly, if I want to call the static method, how do I call? It's very simple. Now you can observe here like class name with the particular member present in it, like inside dot show. Okay, this is how you will access the static members in the nested classes. And now when I come and create object of this class outside, this is a class inside, sorry, when I create an object of this class outside, how do it looks? It's very simple, like outside recto is my object name and new outside. When I do this, this method should obviously get execute. This value should be called like the parent. And next thing is out in this is the object of the class inside, like outside dot inside. This is fully qualified name. You can observe here I'm creating an object with the help of fully qualified name and inside. And I'm also calling this display method. What is this display method printing? It is printing the static members of the class inside, that is nested class. So when I call recto.display, it obviously I have to print the message, it has to print this entire thing, like it has to print this message, this in message, and also this show method. Keep in mind both are static, and that is how we'll call the static members in the nested class, as usually how we'll call in the other programming, in the other programs. And that's about the nested class with static members. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Please subscribe to Ankpro training below.